So in this tutorial, I'm going to show you how to shape bread loaves. Tools you need is a rolling pin, a rubber spatula, vegetable oil, cooking spray, or whatever other kind of oil you would want. Again, you need the bowl, water, and a rag, 2 bread pins, and some dough that is ready to be formed. So first thing we're going to do, you're going to take the damp rag, and then wipe our surface so it's nice and damp so that the dough does not stick. And then you use a rubber spatula, and then just use the rubber spatula to kind of get the dough started, and then dump it out onto your work surface. So then you have the dough on your work surface. And then you get your rag wet, you take the rolling pin with the rag, and then you rub the rolling pin with the damp rag to keep it from sticking to the rolling pin. Then you roll it out, just a little bit, enough to make it even. You need a bench scraper or whatever kind of tool you want, and then use that to divide the dough. So then you have 2 sides, side 1 and side 2. Then go ahead and get your rag wet. Wipe the surface so it's nice and damp. And then while your dough is resting from being chopped in half, take the pans and the cooking spray and just grease the pans with cooking spray. I'll do that to the other one. Okay, now that you have sprayed the pans, we take the dough and get the rolling pin. We roll it out so it's kind of a long rectangular shape. It doesn't have to be perfectly rectangular, but it can work. And then, if needed, you can get the rag wet again, and then just rub the rolling pin a few more times. It's starting to stick to your dough. So then you get your dough back into shape, then you roll it out a little bit more, and you can use your hands to form it out. But then when you're done, then you can start rolling it into the shape of a loaf. And now that I've got this, just wipe the surface so it's damp a little bit. Put it up like that. Now it's a nice loaf shape. I'm going to take a pan, and then I'd pick up the loaf, then put it in the pan, and just pat it a little bit to get it into shape, just like that. And then you get your rag wet and wipe over the surface. Okay, and you get the dough in again. You might want to rub your rolling pin again, and you start rolling that out into the shape of a large rectangle, just like that. And then you start rolling it up. Once you got that rolled up, then you can start shaping it better, making it shorter, just shaping it into a nice loaf of bread, just like that. Take over the other pan, pick up the loaf, put it in, just kind of pat it. So, and then you let that rise for about 2 to 3 or 4 hours, and then you should be ready to put it in your oven.